Day 7, huh?
Day 7. We made it.
We made it. Almost. We haven't done it yet, but here we are.
I like to say that. It's like a play on words about creativity.
Oh,
We made it.
we made it.
Yeah.
Very nice, King.
So we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
We're going to get ourselves into a state of heart coherence, which we will create for ourselves with a little help, just a little guidance. And then we're going to make that regenerative or good feeling more real through a creative process where we'll create a flower. We'll make it. We'll make the flower.
We're going to make it real.
Yeah. And I'm going to plant one here in the Jamie Marsland Memorial Flower Garden. You're going to be okay? All right. So all you have to do now is just begin to focus in the area around your heart. And just begin to imagine that your breath is flowing in and out through your heart or chest area. Just a little slower and a little deeper than usual. Just find an easy rhythm that feels comfortable. And if thoughts start showing up like a bus full of tourists at a really small roadside restaurant, just do your best to bring your awareness back to the center of your chest. And begin again to imagine that your breath is flowing in and out through your heart. Now make a sincere attempt to feel and sustain a positive or regenerative emotion. It could be something like a sense of appreciation, compassion, or genuine caring for someone or something in your life. It could just be that good feeling you get from that special person, place, or thing in your life. Whatever it is, just feel this good feeling, this regenerative emotion, as deeply as you can. Just continue to focus in the area of your heart and imagine your breath flowing in and out through that space in the middle of your chest. Just allow this good feeling, whatever it is, to settle a little more deeply into your awareness into your being. And start to conceptualize what this feeling might look like if it were to be a little seed that could be planted in the ground. And just bring yourself to a piece of paper, to your favorite journal, whatever's handy. And grab for yourself a pen or pencil, a marker, a crayon, and just start to create a space for this little seed to be planted. If you like, you can start by creating a circle. I'm just going to kind of fill the whole page. And, when I go around this once, it's kind of wonky shaped. So you may notice along with me that as you continue to draw the circle, that shape tends to feel a little bit nicer. And you're getting the added benefit of going through that movement with your body to create that space and just infusing it as a good space, a space where this little seed can be nourished. I was just thinking of this yesterday. It's almost like that circle represents a flower pot from up above. And that's one way that you could work with this. But we're kind of going to do a profile view as if from the side. So we want to create that ground or horizon line. We're just going to draw a line right through the middle of our circle from the left to the right. And the same way we drew that circle over and over again. And just keep tracing that horizon line back and forth, giving ourselves an opportunity to infuse that horizon line or that ground level with a little bit of love and heart energy and that awareness of intention. We want to nourish this little seed. And along with that same theme of nourishment, just like to place some marks in that underground area, in that, we'll call it that soil. We're just kind of allowing a line to unfold as we think about nourishing this feeling. Letting it breathe a little more, letting it have a little more nourishment. And you're welcome to change colors. You're welcome to make all sorts of different marks. And then when you feel ready, you can bring in the presence of that seed. And as you make this little seed shape, see if you can tune back into that feeling, into that regenerative or positive emotion. You might even be able to drop back into that practice of heart-focused breathing, where you're imagining your breath flowing in and out through your heart. And as you're bringing this feeling to life inside of you, you can allow this seed to begin to sprout up above that horizon line as a somatic and symbolic way of bringing this seed to life visually in our creative process. You could add little leaves along the stalk. And this flower doesn't have to look like anything we've ever seen in nature or at a garden store. And it's okay if it does. But just do your best to be in a space of witnessing what's happening as opposed to purely directing what's happening at the end of that pen or pencil, marker, or crayon. As you continue to make marks and feel this good feeling, maybe practicing that heart coherence, start to think about what this flower might look like as it comes into a blossoming state. What sort of petals does it have? Does it even have petals? And just infusing each little detail with this good feeling. And just sort of witnessing and listening, noticing how we're feeling, what thoughts might arise, what feelings might arise as we engage in this sort of process. And just remind yourself that you can't really get this wrong. We're allowing the imagination to run the show while we drop into this good feeling space as deeply as we can. Allowing some other part of us besides the thinking mind to decide what happens next. And just keep getting out of the way. And you can begin to adorn the space around these little flowers, shading in the sky, maybe bringing in a little sunshine, a little rain cloud, some birds. Maybe it's a moonlight scene. You can bring in a full moon or a crescent moon, some stars in the sky. Whatever you're feeling. Just infusing this space with the energy of this good feeling, mark by mark, breath by breath, giving it all a space to breathe a little more so that we can interact with it in a different way than we normally would. And we'll just use the next minute or so to start wrapping things up for now. Coming back to this after the call or the next day can be a very interesting enterprise. This process is really about making marks, coloring in spaces, and just paying attention to what we're noticing, what we're feeling, what we're thinking about. It's a great place to spring into some journaling or some free writing. Just giving ourselves an opportunity to engage with thinking and feeling whatever is present for us in the moment in a different way, from a different vantage point, to see if there's any new or surprising information for us. Wherever you're at, just allow yourself to bring the activity to a close. Maybe later or right now you'd like to sign it. Give yourself that opportunity to affirm that this is something that you did, something that you can do. Knowing that even an incomplete feeling process like this is working. It's an activation of different parts of our brain, different parts of our consciousness and awareness. It can yield a lot of interesting results and physiological benefits for the body, the mind, the spirit. Thanks for that demonstration, Angel.
You're welcome.
The beautiful thing about this process is we don't have to make it look a particular way to try and communicate how we're feeling.
Right.
We're making marks and letting the marks represent that feeling, let them be infused with it. And then we get that feedback loop. When we look at it, part of us knows those marks mean that feeling. And then there's a whole different kind of processing
Mhm.
that can happen with whatever that feeling is.